Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Happy Monday. Hello, June. Hello to the 6th month of the year, the halfway mark in 2025. I trust that all is well with all of you. It's the month of the fathers. We just celebrated the month of the mothers. The month of the fathers is here. Trust that all is well with all of you. I am going to talk today about two guys. So men, yeah. Finally. She talking about the men. So my topic continues about having those honored relationships. Two, and I'm sure you all, if you are Bible reading people, would know who I'm referring to. Jonathan and David. I'm going to read, so yes, I jump in right in. 1 Samuel chapter 18. I'm reading from verse 1 to 4, and then I will jump over to chapter 20 and read from about 1 to 16. So chapter 18 verse 1 says, after David had finished talking with Saul, Jonathan became one in spirit with David, and he loved him as himself. From that day, Saul kept David with him and did not let him return home to his family. This is after David killed Goliath. Saul was a little bull-faced. The man, how you could just say, yeah, oh, you're not going home. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as himself. This is in less than 10 verses here. It is repeated. Jonathan loved him as himself. May there be people in my life that love me the way they love themselves, and may they love themselves right so that they would love me right. Jonathan took off the robe he was wearing and gave it to David, along with his tunic and even his sword, his bow, and his belt. Now, I don't know the ramifications of all of the things back then, but for the king's son, now if you remember, when Mordecai saved the king because he found out that two of the king's chamberlains wanted to plot to kill him, and Mordecai sent word to the king to say, hey, these two trying to kill you. When the king realized that nothing was done to honor Mordecai, for the king to send his robe, that said a lot. So David is here. Jonathan is giving David his tunic, the coat, his robe, his sword, his bow, his belt. Obviously, you're not wearing what the normal commoner are wearing. So from the time people see you wearing such a royal robe, they would know to put some respect on your name. Normal thinking off the top of my head, I think that this is what happened here. Jump over to chapter 20 for most one we're reading. Then David fled from Naioth. Saul started to get beside himself because they were singing, Saul killed his 1,000, but David killed tens of thousands. Killed his 10,000. Jealousy and anger. Self started getting. So David was on the run because Saul wanted to kill him. So David fled from Naioth at Ramah and went to Jonathan and said, what have I done? What is my crime? How have I wronged your father, that he is trying to kill me? Never, Jonathan replied. You are not going to die. Look, my father doesn't do anything great or small without letting me know. Why would he hide this from me? It isn't so. But David took an oath and said, your father knows very well that I have found favor in your eyes, and he has said to himself, Jonathan must not know this, or he will be grieved. Yet as surely as the Lord lives, and as you live, there is only a step between me and death. Jonathan said to David, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it for you. So David said, look, tomorrow is the new moon feast, and I am supposed to dine with the king. But let me go and hide in the field until the evening of the day after tomorrow. If your father misses me at all, tell him, David earnestly asked my permission to hurry to Bethlehem, his hometown, because an annual sacrifice is being made there for his whole clan. If he says, very well, then your servant is safe. But if he loses his temper, you can be sure that he is determined to harm me. As for you, show kindness to your servant, for you have brought him into a covenant with you before the Lord. If I am guilty, then kill me yourself. Why hand me over to your father? Never, said Jonathan. If I had the least inkling that my father was determined to harm you, wouldn't I tell you? David asked, who will tell me if your father answers you harshly? Come, Jonathan said, let's go out into the field. So they went there together. Then Jonathan said to David, I swear by the Lord, the God of Israel, that I will surely sound out my father by this time the day after tomorrow. If he is favorably disposed towards you, will I not send you word and let you know? But if my father intends to harm you, may the Lord deal with Jonathan. May the Lord deal with Jonathan, be it ever so severely, if I do not let you know and send you away in peace. May the Lord be with you as he has been with my father, but show me unfailing kindness like the Lord's kindness as long as I live, so that I may not be killed. And do not ever cut off your kindness from my family, not even when the Lord has cut off every one of David's enemies from the face of the earth. So Jonathan made a covenant with the house of David, saying, may the Lord call David's enemies to account. And Jonathan had David reaffirm his oath out of love for him, because he loved him as he loved himself. I want to encourage us today, if you have not yet had the honorable pleasure of having favored friendships, favored relationships, honored relationships, I keep saying favor, honored relationships, ask God. This boy was willing to defy his father for the safety of his friend. This boy was willing to seek out his father's intention so that he could have knowledge of whether or not my father had intentions to kill my friend. Not my brother, not my cousin, not my own child, my friend. May we have such honored relationships that people are willing to risk. From my point of view, he was risking it all, because if you know your father have a hot temper, and if you read further, Saul threw a javelin at his son on behalf of David, like if you continue reading the story. And this boy was risking all of it because he honored the friendship, the oath that he had, not only with David, but with David and his entire family. My encouragement to us is, if we have not found such honored friendships, that we make it a matter of prayer to ask God to send us such quality individuals into our lives. So, last thing I want to highlight, these are not ladies. I know last week we did ladies. These are men. So guys, don't think, oh, it's only women that has make them kind of... No, these are two guys. Ask God for honored, treasured people in your life that will honor you in such a deep, meaningful way. They will see your children as yours, as theirs, and vice versa. Have an amazing week. Just as this would have challenged and motivated you in some way, form, or fashion. Love you guys.